Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is one of the most anticipated video, I should say, because I have been receiving a lot of messages from the viewers, and yeah, it's really overwhelming, and I'm really thankful to all of you for all your love and support. So today's video will be all about guiding a student who wants to go study abroad. So it will be step by step. So I will be sharing like 6 steps that you need to follow. But one disclaimer, I am not working for any agency and I have no experience of working as a consultant. So this video is basically based on my own experience and my knowledge and the research that I have done. So yeah, to keep that in mind. The second thing is it's going to be a long video, so I want you to be patient so that you learn everything step by step. And also, to study abroad, you know, you should be very passionate, you should be very sincere, very hardworking, because you know, in the middle of the process you sometimes feel like giving up, and it's a very long process. It's not easy at all. It's going to take so much of your time and energy. So yeah, you should be very passionate, very patient, and then you should be very hardworking. You should be able to give time and manage time. So that's a few things before we get started. So now let's get started. So the first and the foremost thing is to apply for passport. And when I say passport, there are different types of passport. So I would like to focus on normal and tatkal. So for example, if you're applying for normal, let's talk about normal passport. After you applied, you have to wait for 2-3 months in order to receive your passport. So when you're applying, you fill up the form and then you go for interview, and then yeah, that's how you get a passport after a few months. And I would suggest you to apply for passport if you're planning for study next year, to start applying for this year and apply during unseason, because during season like Christmas, summer holiday, there are lots of people who apply for passport. So it takes time for you to get the passport. So only if you have passport you could able to start the process. You need a passport ID number for that. So you have to apply for passport, and if you're applying for normal it will take 2-3 months, but if you're applying for tatkal, it will take only 15 days or maybe 20 days maximum. But the thing is, for normal you will get the passport for 10 years, but for tatkal it's just for 1 year. So it's no use applying for tatkal. People apply for tatkal if you are in urgent or something, and you get only tatkal passport when you have a proof of that you are in urgency. For example, a conference or a seminar or something like church activity that is taking place abroad, that you need to show a proof that you have received this letter, and that's the reason why you get this tatkal passport, or else you won't get tatkal passport that easily, and it's more expensive comparing to the normal. So about the price and everything, let me not explain. You can just go to the website and check more in detail in Indian passport website. Okay, that's the first step that you need to do. The second step is to secure your finance. When I say secure your finance, for example, if you want to study even in India, within India, even that will cost you a lot, and without financial support you won't able to pursue your studies outside or even within India. So likewise, financial is very important. Any university will ask for your financial support, and if you don't have a financial support, your admission will get rejected for sure. So financial plays a very important role. So what you need to do is, for parents, for rich parents, I don't think you have a problem for those students who have a rich parents, but also there are students who have a rich parents but still want to pursue from their own, they don't want to be dependent on their parents. So for people who are from a very economically poor background, you don't need to worry, because scholarship will come in handy at this time. So what you need to do is you have to apply for scholarship. So there are lots of scholarship. If you check out Google, you will find lots of scholarship, but I want to share the top 15 fully funded scholarship today, and it's going to take some time, but I want you to be patient and listen to it. So the first scholarship I want to talk about is an Indian government scholarship, and that is called NOS, National Overseas Scholarship. So when I say National Overseas Scholarship, it is fully funded for masters and Ph.D. students who wants to go abroad and study masters and Ph.D. So National Overseas Scholarship is only for ST and SC students, so which means for for the tribal and for scheduled caste students. Yeah, so you have to apply for that. One very important thing is that any scholarship that you apply, they have own limitation. They have an eligible criteria and a deadline and expiry date and so on. So this National Overseas Scholarship, it gets expired within 2 years. So after you get a scholarship, within the 2 years, you have to search for university and get into the university, or else it will get expired. So that's number one. The second scholarship that I want to talk about is Commonwealth Scholarship by UK government, by United Kingdom government. So it's for master's students. It's a fully funded scholarship. You can study anywhere in the UK with this scholarship. The third scholarship is Fullbright Foreign Student Program by US government. So you can study in the US through this scholarship, either master's or Ph.D. The fourth is British Chevening Scholarship by the UK government. So it is also for master's and Ph.D. You can study in any college or university in UK. The fifth scholarship is Swiss Government Excellence Scholarship in Switzerland. So this is for Ph.D. student and for postdoctoral. The sixth is Swedish Scholarship for International Students. That is in Sweden, and it is for master's and Ph.D. student. Number 7, Govt Scholarship in UK. So this is for masters and for PhD student. 8 is Cambridge International Scholarship, and this is only for PhD students. The 9th is Clarendon Scholarships at University of Oxford in the UK. That is for masters and PhD students. The 10th is Warwick Chancellor's International Scholarship in UK, and this is only for PhD students. The 11th is Westminster Full International Scholarship in UK, and this is for undergrad students who wants to study bachelor studies. The 12th is University of Sydney International Research Scholarship in Australia, and this is for masters and PhD students. 13 is Amsterdam Excellence Scholarship in the Netherlands. It's for master's student. And 14, Finnish Scholarship for International Students in Finland, and that's for PhD students. And 15, the last is the DAAD Scholarship. This is a government-funded German scholarship to study in Germany for PhD students. So friends, that's the 15 scholarship I would like to mention, the fully funded. And I'm sorry for undergrad students, I don't have much knowledge about undergrad scholarship, but I hope this scholarship will be helpful for the masters and for PhD students who wants to go and study abroad. But also remember that there are certain eligibility. You have to check the website. I'm sorry I cannot go in detail because it will take a long time, like hours and hours, to explain everything in detail. So check the website, just type and then check, and you will find when is the deadline, when is the opening of the time, and what are the eligibility. They will ask for even English test or so many things, your marks and everything. So you should be very careful, and yeah, do check this out. The third step is start applying for ILS and TOEFL exams. And IELTS is an international English language test system, and TOEFL is test of English as a foreign language. So this too is an English exam where most of the university they ask for it. So without English test certificate, you won't be able to get an admission. So even for IELTS and TOEFL, if you want to know much more about that, I will give a detailed explanation about limitation, what can be the best for you, and what is the best option in maybe I will make another video for that. But for today I will just explain that. Don't forget that it depends upon the university. So some university asks for like 6.5 out of 9 and 7.5, some ask for 6, depending upon your subject area. For example, if you're applying for English, then they ask for at least 7 or 6.5 or 7.5. If you're applying for maths or science, then they ask for 6. So it depends upon university. So at the meantime, you have to check even for university so that you know how much you have to score. And also some university, they don't ask for this test if you have passed your 12th standard from Central Board of Education System, CBSE, so that if you score in English in the 12th standard above 70 or 80, I'm not sure, but you have to check with the university, then they don't ask for IELTS or TOEFL exam test. But it will be always good to apply and keep, because it will be valid for 2 years, so you can use that exam certificate for 2 years. So I will always suggest you to go ahead, try it, and start applying for university. The fourth step is start applying for university. So you know what you are going to study. For example, if you want to study linguistic, English, history, philosophy, or international relations, global studies, architecture, biology, or whatever, psychology, what you need to do is you have to search the university according to your subject area. For example, you can search in Google top 10 university for master's degree in linguistic or maybe in international relationship. That's how you can search, and once you find the top 10 university, start applying for all the university. For example, if you don't have any choice of university, if you don't know what university you want to study, that's the option that I'm giving you. But if you have any option or something in your mind, then you can go ahead. But you can apply for top 10 and then you can apply in all the university. Why I'm saying is that because I know some few friends who have applied for 7, 8 and they didn't get response from any of it. So it's not so easy to get response back. So for me, in my case, I have applied for 3 and I didn't get response from 1. I got response from 2. So from these 2, I choose 1 because where I want to study. So yeah, it depends upon your subject area. It's not that only Oxford or Harvard is one of the best university, but you have to check even your subject area, and then you can. And it's not so easy to get into those university. Yeah, so you should try, and then you should apply this in that particular university where your subject area excel. So that is the area. And talking about the university, for those master students who want to apply, you have to write a statement of purpose why you want to study in that particular university, and you have to submit like 2 reference. You have to give 2 reference when you're applying for the admission form. For the Ph.D, it also depends upon the university. Some university, they will ask for your research proposal, and they will ask you to find your supervisor yourself. And once you find your supervisor yourself, once it is confirmed, you start applying for the admission form. But some university, they will say that they will find the supervisor for you. Some they will ask for your own research. Some university will say that they will give you the research topic. So it depends upon the university. So you have to check, because it all depends upon the university. And for PhD, especially when you are applying, they will need your PhD proposal, and along with that they will ask for reference. So reference is very important when it comes to applying for university. Either it might be a master's or PhD, you need a good reference. So keep that in mind. 5th step is to look for accommodation. So accommodation is very important, because when you're applying for university, you have to also find accommodation. So once you get the admission confirmed, you need to make sure about the accommodation, whether you're living in the housing or something. But because so far I have not came across hostels or something in abroad, they will always look for housing accommodation provided by the university or something. So you have to look for accommodation and secure your accommodation also. So that's very important. And the last step is the 6th step, and that is applying for visa. So before you get your admission secured, you won't be able to apply for visa, because when your university confirm that you have been selected or you have been secured a place in that university for your master's or for your PhD, they will give you a number, a license number, and that's called CAS number, and that's confirmation of acceptance for study. So that license number has been provided by the university, so that you need that while you are applying for visa. Without that, you cannot apply for student visa. So you need that, and once you get it, you apply for visa. So applying visa also, it depends upon some go ahead and they look for agency. Some they do it by themselves. For me, I did it by myself. I never went to an agency or something, because it cost me a lot and I couldn't afford it, so I did it myself. Yeah, So that's what I did. And yeah, for visa, it is very important because they will ask for financial support. You have to show your bank account no matter what you get sponsored or not. It is very important to have at least 2 lakh to 4 lakh. Yeah, between that, depends upon the country. You will need to show that you have that much amount in your bank account. So that's the proof, or else they won't grant you visa. Because I know some few friends who got rejected, their visa got rejected. But fortunately, by God's grace, for me, I got it within 7 to 9 days. So it depends upon your luck. So yeah, so even visa process, it takes some time, and you know, you won't be able to apply for visa until you get your CAS number. So you have to wait for CAS number. So that's it, and that's a very long process, I know. And then, you know, I will always suggest you, if you're planning for next year, because in a foreign country there are 3 intake, that is January, May and September. So if you're planning for September or May, you have to start from this year. And I know because of coronavirus and everything has been affected, but still I'm pretty sure it won't stop you. If you are very passionate, it should not stop you from going further studies. So you should start working from now, so that next year or by next year you can go for a study. So that's all. And if you have any question, or if you want any more information regarding this, then you can comment down below, so that I will make another video for you all. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, kindly like, and for more videos, do subscribe. And if you know any friends who wants to go and study abroad, then you can share this video. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.